we need to work on adding the square feet with the product in our session. So in order to do that, let's go back to the home controller and we'll open up the details post where we are adding things to our session. So in here you can see our session is shopping cart. So if we go to our shopping cart, we only have product ID. This was one of the reasons I added a class even though there was just one item in the session for that time. Because requirements can change and it is always to make your code as flexible as you can. Shopping cart is something which you envision might have more than just the product ID. So now since we have a change in requirement, it's much easier since we architected it correctly. Here all we have to do is we'll have to prop an int for square feet. Once you make this change, we'll save this, and the shopping cart we are not adding to database, so we do not have to push any migration. Once we make this change, let's go to our home controller in details where we are setting the session for the very first time. Right here we are getting the session that will not change. But when we are adding anything to the session with the product ID, we also want to add the square feet. This will be inside a model. Here we are only retrieving the ID and using that, but if we go to our details action method, you can see we have the details view model. So right here we can get the details view model. Let's call it details view model, and the square feet will be inside details view model.product.temp square feet. Here we had to explicitly write the details view model because the view model we have not defined right here globally and we have not binded that property. If you don't use bind property, you have to explicitly define that inside the post action method. Let me add a debugging point to make sure when we run the application, we can see what exactly gets added to the session. So with that, let me log in as an admin user and we'll go to the details. Let's add 10 square feet, add to cart. We will hit our debugging point, perfect. Let's watch what's in there in the details view model. For product, we have the ID and we have the temp square feet. And that's all we care about. The ID is also set here. So once you hit F5 or continue, your shopping cart now has the product as well as the temp square feet that you added. So great, our session changes have been completed. Now what we need to do is inside the cart, if the user is an admin user, let's also display the temp square feet from our session. Let's do that in the next video.